anybody who's achieved success and maintained success solo in the sport for any amount of time. You need those guys. You need that iron to sharpen iron. But some things need to be changed. Like we're drilling way more now. You get more out of you can go 3 5-minute rounds of just hard grappling or wrestling. And you may only take, with wrestling, you may only take 4 or 5 shots. You may get 2 takedowns in that 5-minute go. Well, if you're just drilling, you can hit 150 double legs in that 5-minute time. Also, you're going to get way more out of that 5 minutes of drilling those 150 double legs than you're going to get out of just going at each other. And that kind of mindset is what we're trying to kind of embrace a little bit more at AKA. And we're still keeping we're still going after it, but it's very more technically based.
It's a big night here for AKA.
Yes, it is.
How are you guys ready to support your teammates, and how are they all feeling?
I get more nervous when my guys are fighting than when I'm fighting, because when they're fighting, I don't have a say in it. I don't have any control. When it's me, I get to go out there and do stuff. But I got to sit and watch and hope that they're keeping their mind in the right moment, and they're keeping themselves in the moment, and they're doing what they need to do. It's a big night. We have Cain and Todd Duffee. Todd's had a rough road the last couple of years, getting fights, money troubles. He was this close to hanging it up and not fighting ever again. This fight kind of saved him, and I think he's going to come out and really step up and show that he belongs here and he needs to be here. And then Cain's mentally where he needs to be. His body's healthy. He's in great shape, and he's ready to take that belt tonight.
How about Josh Koscheck, the whole situation? He's down in Fresno now. Do you ever get back there to train with him at all?
We haven't. I've been only down there once because of injuries between the two of us and fight schedules. It hasn't worked out. Now that we both have something slated, there's possibilities he may come up to San Jose and we may go and train at Dave Camarillo's gym a little bit. It's possible I go down to Fresno, but it's kind of more convenient if he comes to San Jose because Dave's already there too. If Dave can go down there, then we can all kind of work together. But we don't get to work out with each other as much as we'd like to, but we still keep in contact and help each other when we can.
The Eric Silva fight was huge for you. You got fight of the night with that. How many more fights do you feel like you'll need to put behind you to get right back up and talk it with the contenders?
I think one of the mistakes I've made in my past is thinking about what this next fight's going to bring me rather than just focusing on the fight itself. I need to put all my attention, all my energy into one fight at a time and make sure I get the most out of that one fight. And I think that showed when I do that, that's what happened with the last fight. And I think if I continue that process, it's going to be a lot more great fights like that.
With that said, do you hope for kind of a shake-up at the top? New champion maybe would open new doors for you?
I don't. I think a shake-up could have happened if Johnny Hendricks would have gotten the title shot. I think he's going to, right now it looks like, GSP will probably, defeat Diaz. And the way it looks, I think there's a strong possibility that the fight after that will probably be Marquardt just because it's champion versus champion. So I think I'm not even going to consider thinking about any top seed type of stuff for the whole 2013. I think all that's already booked, honestly.
So how do you keep yourself motivated? Knowing
fight by fight. Each fight is its own fight. It's its own purpose. This is a big thing. I need the money. I need the fight. I need to perform, and I love what I do. So the motivation in that is itself.
I think a lot of people like the matchup. It looks like it could be a fun fight. Had you ever thought about fighting them before?
I did a little earlier an interview earlier today, and I kind of talked about this how me and Damon were in the same training room down in Brazil, and I walked in the door and I see this guy, and I was like, man, that's a big guy. I was like, who's this? A new 85 pounder they got down here from Brazil, and he turns around and it's Damian Maia, and I was like, oh my God, he's way bigger than I thought, because you see him fighting at 185 and he's fighting guys like Munoz and guys who are big. Shale's a big guy too, and he looked smaller. So I didn't realize he was like 6'1", 6'2", and he's a big guy. He's not ripped or a Hulk, but he's a big guy. He's a big man. And I walked in, I was like, man, they're gonna make me fight this guy next, I bet. And sure enough, the interview after the fight, the press conference, to everybody, the first question is, what do you guys think about fighting, Damian and Johnny? And I was like, oh great, we're gonna be fighting. So sure enough, a few weeks after we got back from Brazil, we got the call for it. We knew it was coming. So I'm just happy it got put on a card like a Super Bowl card.
How do you see him as your opponent? How do you see him as your opponent?
He is very skilled grappler. He has a very good size. His positioning is outstanding. His striking's gotten way better in recent years, and he's a different animal at 170 than he is at 185. Just his reach and physical presence is just something else at 170.
That said, you haven't been submitted since your first fight, right? I mean,
yeah.
What do you attribute that success, and does it mean that when you go into a fight with a guy like this, you're not really concerned?
No, I mean, it's just awareness, positioning, and then will, I think, is a big part of not being submitted. I started off really early. That was like the basis of my ground game was submission defense. Because when I first got out to AKA, I was getting choked out left and right, triangles and guillotines every day, multiple times a day, to the point where there was times I couldn't eat. I remember I got choked by Frank Shamrock once so bad I couldn't eat for 2 days. When you're coming from that environment, you learn quick not to get choked anymore. So after a while, it was probably after about a year, I stopped getting choked. And then from then, I just stopped getting submitted more and more. After like my purple belt, it kind of dropped off like altogether. And then I did get like triangled like twice last year by Wayne Phillips, one of our guys, that guy.
Do you feel that your wrestling is really well suited to stopping his type of jiu-jitsu on his back?
I think so. My wrestling style is just great for MMA because it's a grinding style. I'm in your face, there's contact. No matter what's happening, you're doing work. I'm making you carry weight and you're getting a workout in, and you're going to get tired eventually, and I'm not.
Do you think that when it comes down to it, the fact that you're just throwing so much stuff at him to think about, that's really what keeps him from setting things up and, working his game?
Sometimes, and also, people see you getting out of a lot of submissions. They know, they recognize, they start seeing, oh crap. Guys in the gym, they've gotten close to chokes and they give up on it because I always get out. And that happens sometimes in fights. And sometimes you give them something really deep and you get out of it and they're just like, they don't even want to try to get another submission, because when you're really trying to finish a submission, it takes a lot out of you. So to go, it's kind of like attempting a takedown. You're really trying to get that takedown and the guy stops it or just gets right back up. Like, you just spent a lot of energy trying to get it. It takes your motivation away from even trying to do it again.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Jon.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Brother. Good to see you.
Thank you.